Right, I'm at the back end of this rewire, so I've got a few little bits to do. Just doing the garage. You all right, mate? And I'll just walk you through what we're doing. Drink a tea, mate. That's just the right temperature. Right. Yeah. So we've got a run in a 2.5mm armoured, which is going to run all the way down the side of the house. And I've got a dedicated 20-amp radial going in there, RCBO. I'm going to put an unswitched fuse connection unit here. Off the supply, fit a double socket in conduit here, and then conduit up into the roof, and then clip a twin and earth 2.5 all the way down the end, and then right by the other entrance to the garage, I'm going to put another 2-gang socket. So off the load side of this fuse connection unit, kind of standard setup for a garage supply. I'm going to come up to a 2-way switch, and then 2 conduits at the top of that. One conduit is going to be the switch line and neutral, and a 3-core. So the switch line neutral is going to go along and do 1 light, 2 light, and a 3rd light. And then the 2-way switch is going to be at this entrance. This is coming out. So because they've got 2 entrances, it's quite a large, long garage. So that's in the left-hand side conduit of that 1-gang box with a 2-way switch on. The right-hand side conduit of this 2-way switch is going to be a main supply to a Quintec transmitter in a 2-gang box with a blank plate, and the switch line is going to go up into the loft again of the garage, clip along, and do 3 external lights down the outside of the garage. 1, maybe 2, and the 3rd one right by this door, because the clients are going to get they're getting a huge extension done in the future. So it wasn't worth the effort and the cost to run a wire from the garage to the house. So I'm going to change this plate, which currently does this little conservatory bit, all in surface because it's going to be knocked down. I'm going to change that to a 2-gang plate with a click Quintec switch, so that you can flick the switch here to turn on the external lights of the garage when they come outside to go to the garage to get stuff. And so that's the plan. Prysmian cable. We'll get the radio on. We've got bits of conduit spring, or the usual setup. We've got JCC LED IP rated lights are going to go in the garage, and then these are the lights that are going to go on the outside, client's choice. So yeah, we'll start ripping out and start slinging in some cables. Yeehaw! That is so bright. That is like, that is brilliant. It feels cheap and nasty. It feels very plasticky, right? Like it will break. It feels very brittle. However, it's really, really bright. I don't know if it would last on a site, on a real building site. It feels very plasticky and cheap. However, it's very bright, and the battery has lasted, on my Makita batteries, has lasted very, very well. So I'll be using this for sure. Rip out all the old electrics. So it's clear for the customer. What a banger! To the wind blow. So what I'm going to do is make every run count, and I'm going to drag a 3-core for the 2-way, a 2-core between this garage light and the garage light behind the camera, the 2.5mm for the socket, and the other 2-core, because the outside light is just again behind the camera on the entrance door there. I'm going to put them all the way down in one row. I've drilled a load of holes in line with each other, and I use the trusty snips as my measurement to keep them all the same off the side of the wall. Yeah, let's get some tape and pull them through. Right, I've been about a couple of hours now. It's now 11 o'clock. Socket, 2-way switch. I've clipped my cables round. As you can see, I always leave a nice little loop. One for me in case I need a little bit of extra slack, but also it's easier if you ever pull more cables through holes. If your cables are flat and tight and then go straight in, and you're trying to push cables through, it hits the cables, it fouls them. So if you leave a little loop, you've got some space when the cable pokes through to dress them and pull them out nicely, rather than if that was pushed tight. So cables are in here. Outside lights are wired. Just show you. There's the second one, and the third one's down the end there. I've had to do, because of the lights, I'll show you in a minute, I've had to just get one cable at each point, so I'm going to Wager box them on the inside because the terminals are just ridiculous on the light. These are all drilled through, nice and neat. There's a loop for one JCC light there. They're all clipped up with my cable stapler. Like I said, there's a Wager box there. Metal saddles going in as standard. I've done a little loop there, if you can see. Done a little loop on each one, 2.5 and the 3/4. I like to install PVC conduit. Some people just surface clip it and stuff, but in my opinion, PVC conduit looks nicer, and it provides some kind of impact protection in a garage. Same, all the lights are all IP rated. They don't need to be there inside a garage, but just a bit of impact protection. You don't want a tube or anything on, you know, that could be potentially smashed. There's the JCC LED panel there, and there's a couple more just up in there, and I'll show you that in now. I'll just strip this, terminate this, so this is all done. Right, 2.5 for the socket. There's going to be conduit down to a 3-amp fuse spur button switch down the bottom there. The load of that spur is going to go in here, and that's my feed to the Quintec transmitter. Then I've got my switch line here and 3-core, and this is just a power radio for the garage, 2 sockets. So I get this all stripped and terminate this all up, and then it'll be lunchtime, and then we will do the armoured cable from here to the house, get that in. So we'll have all this second fix and buttoned up, and then do the supply end. We got to cleat it around the side of the house. Yeah. Clean, give these boxes a clean. Go and get some sleeving, some brown sleeve. I've been using Quintec receivers for years, since I think it's 2017, a long time. I bought them for my in-laws place. Oh, that's the battery going low on the torch. Because with new products, when it come out, with new products, I like to try them. Like before I offer it to clients, I like to buy them. It might be a bit sad. I like to buy them and then try them out and see if they're any good. And they were brilliant, never missed a beat. And so I started offering them, you know, as you know, not get you out of trouble stuff, but it is a nice alternative. You know, it is a solution to a problem that we do always. Some of us do face, you know, with extensions and rewires and stuff. So this is going to go in the box there, in the 2-round box with a plate on it. Got a little sticky pad, so I'll probably sticky pad it in there like that with a blank plate on top. But yeah, I've been using them for years, never missed a beat. I've got the Wi-Fi versions at my house when I want to do my kitchen under counter stuff, so yeah, really great product. It's been around a while though. It's not new. Right, so I'm going to take a 2-way switch out of the 1-gang switch, and that's going to go in there. Let's take that little grub screw out. That's the one great thing I love about these Skolmore click stuff. They do the Grid Pro, which is really nice, or they do this stuff as well. And I'm going to put this Quintec in there. Quintec transmitter. Put the grub screw back in. Put it up somewhere. And so I think TLC sell, there's MK versions, I think it might be very light, and they do dimmer versions as well, but that's the click standard 2A, and then that's the Quintec switch for the outside light. So there's the regular 2A, which is going to go, if I show you actually, yeah, so it's going to go in there. So that one's going to be the lights in that conservatory, and then this one, let me do it, when that gets powered up, is going to do these three outside lights down here. 1, 2, and 3. It's still got to fit them. But this is the 3 amp fuse connection unit ready to go. That's going to go in the load, that's going to go in the supply side, because it's a 20 amp radial from the consumer unit in an RCBO. That's 2.5mm cable, feeding the socket and then off to feed another socket. This 1mm feeds this one, which then there's a permanent supply to here, and then there's a switch line and a 3-core there. So yeah, just making up this. I love that they've got different brands can fit in their plates now. That's brilliant. Like Quintec designing that for click stuff and for MK and very light and that. So give that switch a bit of a clean up. But yeah, that's that. Conduit through the wall there. Right, that's that done. There's a slight discoloration between the switches, which I hadn't noticed until just then, but it's only minor to achieve what they want to get, which is rather than running the cable from the house to the garage, we got wireless switching now from the house to the garage to turn on these lights here. Right, almond cable is in, pleated along up under the bell cast. And I've used SWA Firefly cleats, the best in my opinion. I get them from Thomas Electrical Distributors, but any decent wholesaler to get them. And then just got a drill. I think I might drill down underneath the bell cast now, or maybe above, I'm not sure yet. Down there is under the floor. Up here is below the board, because that's an existing shower that's staying. I haven't decided that yet. Right, get it connected in. I've got the almond gland already in the board the other side, so yeah, let's do it. So I'm just about to drill through. There's my storm gland there. I'm just going to drill through for this 2.5mm cable, armoured cable to the garage. I've already put the RCBO in. It's just down the end there. So I'm going to try and go in line. I didn't want to go from outside in because there's a lot of stuff here. I don't want to hit meter, cut out any of these cables. I don't want to hit the wood from behind and rattle off the meter. You know, so that's why I'm going to drill from in to out and just go steady on as I punch through, hopefully. So I'm going to go somewhere in line with that, probably down here to give me enough slack to come round, put a cleat in there and then in. You're live, so don't say Did I blow out?
No, it's got a clean hop.
Oh, naked love! Look at that, and on Pebble Dash. Look at that. Right, I'll pull that out and sleeve it up. Beautiful. This is a traditional Harry Potter cupboard. Get in there now with my torch and make off this armour. Got some heat shrink and got a cleat. The usual suspects. What am I gonna do this? So, I didn't take many videos or pictures when I installed this because I just needed to crack on, but you can see I've used modular blanks in between some of the high loaded circuits. So we've got the cooker, hob, kitchen ring, and that's just, I think that's the upstairs sockets, I think, or downstairs power, yeah. Still got to test it all. One gripe I have with the Hager RCBO fly leads is that they're too short. Once you get beyond a certain size, they just look rubbish. Anyway, still got the last few bits of things to tidy up the board. So I've still got to identify the main bond, protective bonds, the main earth. The only circuit that was staying was the old shower, because that's going to eventually come off the boiler. But at the moment, it's electric.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, I can do it now. Okay, right. Let's strip this back out. So yeah, basically what I was saying, I've literally just done a full rewire. The last thing left to do was the garage supply and a little bit of testing and stuff. But this is the back end of this rewire. Just had to do the external garage work. So I wanted to get the main house done first because they were moving back in. They moved out for a week so I could do this. And so yeah, I'm just doing my storm gland here. Just making up a little fly lead and a ring crimp to go on the gland there. Just stripping this off. I'll feed it in, identify them up, get them in the RCBO, and like I said, upgraded tails, metal clip, bit of trunking. That's for a future ring doorbell, so that's for the transformer. I ran in a bit of 2-core flex to the front door. They had the head upgraded before I came. A couple of 25mm stuffers to do the some of the bonds and the existing cooker, shower. Yeah, one annoyance with the Hager RCBO fly leads. But yeah, dedicated radial for garage, smokes, uplights, downlights, so they're going to have a big extension at some point. So I ran in a dedicated conservatory power and dedicated conservatory lighting. So when they do that extension, they've got dedicated circuits for that area rather than having to tap off the power downstairs or the downstairs lights. They've got their own dedicated circuit for out there. Just trying to split up the circuits, you know, to minimize the inconvenience in the event of a fault and stuff. I put a dedicated supply for the boiler, up sockets, down sockets, kitchen sockets. I've done as a ring at the moment because I don't know when they do the extension what the plan's going to be. So if I don't know, I'll do a 32 amp ring to allow for, you know, a generic plan. If I know the plan, I'll do two 20 amp radials and try and split up the appliances across those two radials. But if you don't know the plan and you put two radials, it might be that one side of the kitchen is heavy loaded with all the appliances. So that's why, if I don't know the plan, a 32 amp ring goes in, hob and a cooker. Hob is a 20 amp, sorry, the cooker is a 20 amp, sorry, and the hob is a 32. The cooker, existing cooker they've got is on like a little 2-point-something kilowatt one. But I ran in a 6mm, but I've reduced the protective device down to 20. But yeah, that's what I spent last week doing, and I'm just doing the garage supply now. Right, got my bond in, got the gland in, put a cleat in there, heat shrink on the neutral and the CPC, which is there. Yeah, circuit just there. You've got the bond and then the CPC, neutral, line, all good. So we're going to power it up and then we're going to test it all out in the garage. Right, let's turn that off because we're all tidied up in here. So power should be in. The socket should already be working. Lights aren't. There's a 3-amp fuse for the lights. So hopefully, lights working, and it's a 2-way as well. So let's check it works. All the way down here to this bit here. 2-way, bit of conduit, and then they sweep out like that. Metal saddles. 2-way works. Right. The last thing is the outdoor lights, which they're on a permanent supply. So, from memory, without reading it, I think you've got to press and hold until it starts flashing. There we go, right. And then pair the switch. So, there should be these lights up on the socket there. If I click that, it should be paired. So now, click it again, and they come on. 1, 2, and the third one down the end there. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully, when you click it, there you go off. On, off. Beautiful. I do love the Quintex stuff. That is lovely. I'll rip out those old lights, but I mounted these lights up on the soffit like that to illuminate the walkway. Yeah, I'll smash off these old ones. Come in here, 2-way with the lights. Happy days. Alright. It works. Alright. Cables all in. JCC lights, IP rated ones. Raider boxes screwed up as well and cable tied. So basically that's done. That works a treat, that.
What, the Quintex?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to click it? Just have a look yourself then. There we are. Put that in there. Metal saddles. Unfortunately I had to stagger that. I didn't have D-lines with me. Normally I have D-line saddles. So I have to stagger them. But that's it all done. 3-amp fuse spur for the lighting in the garage. But the sockets and stuff are still on the 20-amp dedicated radial armoured cable there. So these are all working. There's one down there, one down there. Armoured cable goes round, down. Can't see it now because I put all the stuff back, but armoured piece comes out, then it's done. I'll conduit through them all into the board and dedicated 20-amp Prysmian.